Hello everybody and welcome to a brand new Elder Scrolls Online PTS patch notes video with me, Sherman. Today guys, we're taking a look at 6.3.2 on the PTS, which includes changes to the champion point system, item set, bug fixes, new dungeons, and activates the Anniversary Jubilee event on February 10th. Additionally, we've copied all PC EU characters this week. Remember, all skill points will be reset when you first log in. The size of the patch is approximately 172 megabytes. Alright, before I get started, apologies if this video has crappy sound quality. I have no choice in the matter anymore. I have to record the audio with the video because when I do it the other way, it doesn't work, even with my editing software. It is really getting irritating, guys. I have to sit here and make videos continuously, and it gets really annoying when you're just trying to get one video out. So, let's go ahead and jump into these patch notes. Anniversary Jubilee event starting February 10th at 10 a.m. Eastern. The next Anniversary Jubilee event will be available on the test. It's already... complete the introductory quest Ache for Cake to get this year's Jubilee Cake Memento. Use this memento, eat a slice of the cake for 100% XP bonus for the duration of the buff, as well as 3 event tickets. Don't eat those. Use them for the... Sorry. Yeah. Wahahaha. During the Jubilee, any daily quests throughout Tamriel and beyond will award an Anniversary Jubilee gift box, which contains a scattering of valuable rewards. Only one, really, besides the new fragments, or the tickets for the fragments. And that is the Imperial Champion weapon set. Sounds really cool. Want to see what it's like. So I'll probably do this when it's on live, not PTS, because it doesn't carry over, so what's the point? Again, this is one of those things, one of the irritations I have with PTS is like, how many people actually test this, honestly? That's what I want to know. Like, are you getting on PTS just to test this? No, you're testing the stuff that you care about the most, which is the combat and gameplay. But these are known issues for that. Meticulous disassembly. This passive is currently not working when used in tandem with max rank of some crafting skill passives. We already know this. Some of us have told you that. Medium armor. Armor's area of effect damage reduction is currently granting 100% mitigation against attacks in some cases rather than its proper value. Should be fixed before it goes live, I hope. Moving on, dungeon and content for the 2 new dungeons in Flames of Ambition, Black Drake Villa. They reduced the number of critters found in the dungeon, removed the ability to set tools, set tools which are hidden until obtained. Captain Jinmus will now face the correct way when casting Death Wish. In Cardis, this is the final boss. Are now more responsive to fast-moving player characters. Cardis no longer removes Hellfire's Blade when casting Hell's Spear, Heart's Fire Spear at a player on normal difficulty, and no longer attacks someone who has him taunted from the lower level if they are player targets on the upper level available for him to attack. So you have to be in that lower section. Will now always face the correct direction when using Meteor Storm and appears to breathe non-damaging fire when the encounter is completed or reset. Oxblood now plays the correct animation when he farts. Woohoo! And Lyrnith will not change her outfit. Alright, moving on. I'm not even going to look at the rest of that. We're going to get down here. So they fixed weapon swapping because it was unresponsive after using grappling hook. It is actually unresponsive a lot of the time and needs to be looked at across the board, not just after grappling hook. At least I'm having that issue. Fixed an issue where health stats were not properly reflecting the advanced stats UI. Not just health stats, but also the health recovery and mag and stamina recovery need to be looked at. They are too high for base. Fixed an issue where Battle Spirit still included its 5,000 max health. This has already been incorporated into base character stats as called out in the first PTS patch. I honestly don't remember them saying that, but hey, The built-in damage reduction is now 10%, which is improperly listed as 15% in the original notes. Fixed an issue where the adjustment to champion point experience curve mentioned in the original notes was not properly working. Gonna definitely be testing that. That's something a lot of us have been wondering about because it wasn't representative to anyone over 810 CP. Emotes can no longer be started while blocking, and blocking will now interrupt the emote. Buffs. So they reduced the value of the following buffs by 30%, or to 30%, down from 40. Major endurance, major fortitude, major intellect. These are the ones that increase your ability to recover resources. And then reduce the bonus value of the following to 15, down from 20. The minor endurance, minor fortitude, and minor intellect. So this is the stamina, health, and magicka. And they said they did this to try and fix how effective it was in PvE and PvP, and to more reflect the resources you would get from other sources, such as synergies and the using orbs and spear shards, how much resources you get from that, and the bonus you get from the Undaunted line, because the Undaunted line applies throughout the whole game, not just dungeons and trials. And I think a lot of the problem is the other resources that they talk about where you can get those things is the biggest problem. It's the overlying factor that creates this discrepancy in these people in PvP having everlasting resources, and in PvE, players having easy ways to manage their resources without having to build for resource management. That is their problem. Why have resource management in your game with the recovery rates if there's no need for it in PvE, but in PvP it's used and exploited beyond the game's design? So there's a problem with both sides that need to be looked at, and it needs to be adjusted to make people use the recovery system plus synergies for it to be worthwhile. You need to combine them both. And then it'll fix a big portion of your problem with overpowered players in PvE and in PvP with their sustain. That's my opinion, though. I know the devs have a different outlook at this game, but I see it from a player perspective as much as I do as a developer perspective. So, champion point system, they made some adjustments here in effort to further reduce the amount of vertical progression the updated champion system has in regards to passive power. We have reduced the maximum number of stages of mini stars that do not require slotting to the champion bar, and adjusted some outliers to be more in line with the expected results. These adjustments will only affect those who are very high in champion points and will have very little effect on those in the early or middle stages of champion progression who are focusing on grabbing their slotted stars and unlocking pathways before topping out each node. So it's pretty self-explanatory. A lot of this is to fix the overpowerment that we're going to get from CP and bring that ceiling down a little bit more. So the first one, they reduced the following stars to a maximum of 4 stages rather than 5. We don't know if this reducing also reduces the amount of points we put in there, or if there's still 50 points, or if it changes to 40 points. We don't know if it also changes the value you get from it, because either way they do this, it's a nerf. So Blessed, and these are all the stars that you don't have to slot. Blessed, Defiance, Eldritch Insight, Elemental Aegis, Hardy, Hasty, Hero's Vigor, Piercing, Precision, Perception, or Preparation, Quick Recovery, Sprinter, Tireless Discipline, and Tireless Guardian. These are a mix between all the different trees, mostly blue and red, more than any of the green stuff. They do talk about some of the green stuff below. The following stars have reduced to a maximum of 2 stages rather than 5. Again, don't know if it's 2 stages and it gives you what 2 stages would give you, or if it's the full amount. and we don't know what the cost reduction is, but Battle Mastery and Flawless Ritual, these are the ones that pertain to the elemental status effects. So like burning, bleed, disease, frost, all that kind of stuff, those status effects and how those status effects could be applied through things like your enchantment, your area of effect, your ability, your direct damage abilities, all that stuff. So a lot of this, this could be a massive nerf to that, and if it is, we'll see on PTS, which I'll be live streaming soon. So reduce the following stars to a maximum of 3 stages rather than 4. Savage Defense, Tumbling, and then the following skills are now slotted rather than passive to better mirror their specific bonus type mechanics, such as damage done and damage taken. So if you guys didn't know, there was 3 stars in the damage side, 1 for single target, 1 for area of effect damage, and 1 for damage over time. There was that defensive capability. In the tank side, there was 3 stars that did the same, and they all have to be slotted. Well, in the healing side, they had 3 stars that did direct healing, area of effect healing, and healing over time that did not have to be slotted, and those are the 3 stars they are talking about: the Focus Mending, the Single Target, Soothing Tide, area of effect, and Swift Renewal, the healing over time. Bashing Brutality, this passive is now 60 increased damage total, down from 120 total. This is a massive nerf, in my opinion. They also reduced the points per stage to 10, down from 20. This will make it cost less. And they reduced the maximum number of stages to 4, down from 5. This was a bad idea. It should have been at 15 points per stage. So at, would have been 12 points per stage. At 12 points per stage, at 5 would have been 60. Now it's going to be like 10 point something, and it doesn't count the point something. And we'll get to that in the later one too as well. Fortification, this passive now is now 2% block mitigation per stage, down from 4. Reduce the points per stage to 15, down from 20, and reduce the maximum number of stages to 3, down from 5. This is going to make this a 6% now, instead of a 10% or 25%. It's going to 6%. There will be no reason to put any more than 1 stage in here at all for anyone. The only ones who are going to actually gain benefit from this are people wearing 7 pieces of heavy armor. And that's because they get an increased passive block mitigation per stage, per piece of armor worn. So it will actually take them to a 20%. Instead of 14%, they'll go to 20%. And this is where it's broken. Because this is a useless CP now. No offense to the devs. No anybody, not even a tank, will look at this as worthwhile. 6% damage mitigation isn't worth it when you can get it elsewhere and at bigger majorities. Haggler, this star has been replaced with a new star, Gilded Fingers, which increases your gold gain by 2% per stage, up to 5 stages at 10 points per stage. So basically they just changed the name and adjusted the amount of points needed, which is, no offense, kind of dumb. They kind of explain what their reasoning behind it, but we won't get into that. We still got quite a bit to go through. Fixed an issue where the passives did not work as stated. On Infamous Spirit Mastery, this passive is now slotted rather than passive, and they increased the points required of this star to 50, up from 33. Okay, Steed's Blessing. Reduce the movement speed granted to 0.4% per stage, down from 1% per stage. Now, they explain here, this was done to help reduce the delta in speed experience between players who slot this and those who do not, as an out-of-combat movement speed doesn't have a hard-set bonus efficiency standard, which they are correct, but here's the problem. You should have just reduced the amount of stages instead of reducing the points per stage, because when you put 1 point in there, or you put it up to the first stage, it's going to be 0.4%. Well, the game doesn't calculate 0.4%. You guys have stated this in the past. And that's why we had jump points in the old champion system. This just creates a jump point system again with that one CP. It would have been better just to reduce the number of stages to, say, a total of 2 or 4%. That would make more sense than doing this. Strategic Reserve. Reduce the health recovery per 10 ultimate granted from this star to 30, down from 50. This is a nerf to that, but it's also a benefit because it was 2,500 max. Now it is a lot less. This will be so much better, and it'll stack better with those who build for health recovery. Tempered Soul. This passive now grants 5% more resources when you resurrect, down from 10, and this is resurrect anyone, not just yourself, and reduce the points required per stage down to 25, down from 50. Again, this is a good passive, so this will be good in the long run. They also improved the readability of links between the champion system skills. So if you guys look at the champion system now, we have some stars that are interlinked by lines. Some of those stars are links you couldn't see before. Now you're going to be able to see them better. Itemization and item sets. So in accordance with recent changes to item sets to not be able to, while usable outside of combat, to be manipulated as pre-buff sets, the following sets now only grant their effects active while in combat. Elfbane, Jorvald's Guidance, and 7th Legion. These should have had that, no offense to begin with, because they're too overpowered. The fact that you could pre-buff them, now you have to be in combat for them to actually work as intended. It's great. Dungeon sets. Get away. Dungeon sets. Deadwater's Guile. This set now only activates on your killing blows rather than shared killing blows in order to help reduce the stacking effectiveness in large groups. This was being used widely in PvP, and it was really overpowered. Monster set. Selene fixed an issue where this set could be procced outside of melee range with some attacks. Overland set. Sensei's Bite. Almost complete overhaul of its 5-piece bonus. This set now procs whenever you dodge an attack rather than when you activate roll dodge. Increase the duration to 10 seconds up from 8, and they fixed an issue where this set's tooltip did not state it also affected your critical healing done. This change was done to help decrease the amount of alpha strike potential it had in combat PvP fix, okay? Primarily, because not a lot of people use this in PvE. There were some that did that I knew of, but not many. But I do think they also need to look at the Way of Air set in Craglorn. It has kind of the same thing, where it procs on roll dodge, and if they're changing it to proc on a dodge, they should do the same thing with that set. No offense. Keep the sets equalized. Not identical, but equalized. Trial sets. The following sets now only proc on slain enemies you've damaged within 2 seconds, down from 5. Their tooltips now properly mentioned. You do not need a killing blow for them. So False God's Devotion, that's a nerf. A lot of people are going to be mad about that. Quick Serpent and Vicious Serpent, this is actually a good change. Makes them a little more like where you have to be on the ball with them to make them really work. And all of these are trial sets, by the way. All right. And that's pretty much it. The rest of this is just minor fix stuff. And if you guys want to read these, you can check the link in the description below to find that in the PTS. Now, moving on to what I would like to say about some of this stuff. I like a lot of these changes, the way they look on paper. Some of it still needs to be looked at on the PTS. One of them is a star. There's 2 stars on the PTS and the blue tree that need to be looked at. Both of them have to be slotted, and both give 150 weapon damage. One shouldn't be slotted, and one should. The reason for that is all other stars reflect that. So why not that? Just my opinion. And also change the one that needs 5 stages down to 4. I mean, if you're gonna do this overarching change, then make it apply to a lot more than just the certain things. And that is it for this video, guys. I will be live streaming very soon, hopefully. We'll see. I gotta get this uploaded. After I get it checked out or edited, I need to upload it and everything. I don't even know if I'm going to have to edit it, because I went back to the old way I used to use my recording software. Instead of recording the audio separately and then running it through an editor, I might have to do that now, because I have it save it as one file now. So it's saved together. Makes the video a little bit bigger, but I'm fine with that. But that's pretty much it. So you guys know what's coming next. If you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button. If you guys want to see more videos by me, you can subscribe. And when you do subscribe, I do suggest you hit that notification bell to be notified when I post new videos. This kind of helps us both out. Other than that, thank you all for watching. Until next time, have a wonderful day. And this guy might see you in game. Bye.